the analysis point of view, like that was extremely, I think that was to me the most helpful. To me, like what I would tell someone that, that's looking to hire you guys is that it's a must. You guys like need to be hired as the team because you really understand how to position and hone in a brand from a more macro level, help them clarify, where they are in the market. You guys were incredible. I mean, super professional.
What specific challenges were you having before working with us?
I mean, before I started working with you guys, I feel like we never really took the branding particularly seriously. And I was looking to really hone in on like a succinct brand guideline that we can use across the board for everything from marketing materials to website design, all the way through just like how we're presenting ourselves in terms of like our tone of voice and whatnot. I was really happy with the work that you did. I thought you did an incredible job going in depth, doing a deep dive on who we are, kind of our positioning, and even that process of just that strategy element of like, all right, like let's take a step back, like as like an owner operator, like I'm very much involved in like the day to day, but never really took the time to like think more broad strokes of like, okay, where is our exact positioning in the market, and doing that with you was extremely helpful.
What was your overall experience with the team? I know you met a couple of the designers and obviously worked with me. Like, what was your overall experience working with the team?
You guys were incredible. I mean, super professional, very responsive, which I appreciate. You were very patient with me, especially like I had a lot of questions, and I was very appreciative. Yeah, how easy you were to work with, and would be happy to refer you to anyone. I mean, I definitely feel that like having gone through the process, for me, like I would say that my biggest takeaway from working with you, the messaging, the copy, the analysis, I guess, like the kind of like the strategic analysis of where our brand is in the market, like I was saying, those were the things that I would say more directly correlated with, okay, like how are we trying to reach the customers? How are we speaking to them? Who are we targeting really? And I think a lot of that work that you did, even not that the work on the branding and the aesthetic side was incredible, it was beautiful, but I think from the analysis point of view, like that was extremely, I think that was to me the most helpful. It helped kind of just tie it all together. Like I said, when you're like when you're doing the job, a lot of times you're not thinking about like from a more macro point of view, because you're thinking kind of micro. And what you were able to do was just help us take a step back and think a little bit more macro for a second.
Like when you first saw the logo, when you started, also we went through like this process of the stylescapes. Do you remember that? Like, what was your first impressions of seeing these options? Take me through that.
Yeah. I remember thinking it was very cool to start to see like the branding for Roundbox in a whole new light. And I thought that your process of starting with the stylescapes, which is before you guys even start digging into it, but like just like more like a mood board, and then going from that, I thought you had a very, very good process that made it very easy to go from a step to step, and just made it very, very streamlined. Like there was no point at which I was like, okay, like what's going on? Like I felt like I knew at every stage, okay, like this is where we're at, this is going to be the next step, and this is the following step after that. And I thought you had that very figured out, which is nice from a customer point of view. Like I didn't feel lost at all. What I would say to someone that's looking to rebrand or start a brand from scratch is that knowing your market, knowing your target audience, knowing where you are positioned in your market is so important. I mean, it's the most important part of it. And I think working with you and working with your team, you were able to help us, really clarify that. And we've been in business already for, 6-7 years, and we never really had that. And obviously, like the outcome, the final deliverable was incredible in terms of the aesthetics and the design and all of that. But to me, like what I would tell someone today, that's looking to hire you guys is that it's a must. You guys like need to be hired as the team, because you really understand how to position and hone in a brand from a more macro level, help them clarify, where they are in the market.